This is Let's Talk About Magnum P.I., the podcast from fans for fans of Magnum P.I.
Oh, boy, this is starting off good. We're really out of practice. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Magnum P.I. podcast. I'm Eve.
And I'm Liz.
And we're really out of practice, as you just noticed. To explain, instead of hitting record, I ended the video. Really
She hit the wrong button.
Yeah, they're just like miles apart, but
doesn't matter.
I noticed my mistake. We have got a lot to talk about. So we've got season 5 started filming. So if you don't want any spoilers, not really spoilers, because we have no concept which episode what is in, and also we have no concept of the actual content of an episode, but everything that we've got so far. And of course the blessing, everything around season 5. We have had a little field trip.
We did.
And at the very end, we've got a little spooky ghost story for you.
Woohoo!
And spoiler, that one is a real story. Let's start. What day was it? The blessing. I forget shit.
September 19th?
19th. So.
Yeah, September 19th.
Almost a month ago.
Yeah.
Almost a month ago, I hit a very embarrassing moment. We got to see a live stream of The Blessing for season 5, and boy, were we happy, weren't we?
Oh my god, yeah. I think everybody in the fandom was pretty much ecstatic, yeah.
Yeah, though there were a few of them that were just a little shell-shocked at seeing some of the cast. Me included.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting some of the outfits.
Yeah. Outfits were something.
I mean, they're comfortable, definitely. I can totally 100% understand Jay's shirt because I love this kind of shirt. It's very free, it's very comfortable. I just didn't expect it.
Yeah, at a blessing ceremony.
Yeah, I expected, like, hiking up Cocoa Head, because, as you know, I wore basically the exact outfit, minus different pants, but yeah.
Yeah.
Totally understand hiking up there, because you need that freeing feeling, but at The Blessing, I expected a Hawaiian shirt. Like I'm wearing.
Yeah. Interesting choice of wardrobe, Jay. Interesting choice of wardrobe.
Much appreciated, though.
Fair enough.
Much appreciated. The guy works hard for his arms, so seeing them is much appreciated, and that's like a theme throughout the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
The amount of time the fandom has had a little bit to process and buffer through because of his arms.
Yeah. He likes to show his arms off.
With right. They're evidently a lot of work. Like, hat tip to you, Jay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I should have said that to the scam that was in my inbox recently. Should have talked only about his arms.
Arms.
Maybe that would have made the scam really uncomfortable. Needless to say, there is evidently a few spams going around pretending to be the cast. The cast has these wonderful blue ticks. Anybody who doesn't is not them.
Yep. And their fakes are going around like crazy.
Yeah, that comes with the popularity of the safe.
Yeah.
They see something to gain.
And then go for it.
I can totally see how there's something to gain, because the amount of time I see people follow the scam and say, oh my god, I had a conversation with actor XYZ. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. And I sent them this picture. Yep. expect that to pop up in another scam where they pretend to be a hot woman or a hot guy and try to scam the other person out of money. If the actor's scam isn't doing that themselves.
Yeah. There's a lot going around.
Mm-hmm. The internet is a dangerous place, kids. Especially if you haven't grown up with it.
Yeah. I
feel like the younger generation is much more equipped because they're the so-called digital natives. It's usually the people who are like, I spoke with that actor. 50 plus.
Yeah. It's like, pretty sure you didn't.
Yeah. I love it when they're impersonating actors that I know.
Yeah.
That is so much fun because you can then, do a callback to the time you spent together or nicknames that you have. And they don't remember it because they weren't there. They're not the actor.
Yeah, so there's no way they would know that information.
Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah, there's... yeah.
Yeah. There's one actor that I have a running gag with crashing into him literally every time we see them. We bump into each other. One of us always ends up on the floor. It's always an accident, by the way. Nobody would know that, aside from us. Yeah. And his son, admittedly. But his son's not going to pretend to be his dad.
Yeah.
Ooh. Imagine that.
I see how that would work. Okay.
I love the blessing this time. It was a little bit different than the previous ones.
Yeah. It had a different tone to it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. I think they were a lot more thankful this time.
And touching the cross was new.
Yeah.
But it fit so much.
Yeah, it did.
I forgot to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say he ran up last.
yeah, he forgot to do it.
Unless he was specifically waiting to be the last person to do it.
No, he and Purdy were meant to be the last person from how I interpreted it, and he still forgot to do it.
Do we see Purdy do it, or did the camera pan away before she did it?
It panned away, but we see her walking up to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that video. There's a lot of laughter going around, which is very appreciated.
Yeah. I like that the whole crew can be involved, too.
Yes, including the ladies from NBC.
Yeah.
We're very grateful to NBC.
We are. Very much so.
Whew, speaking of NBC, what a tough season this year seems to be.
What do you mean? In terms of what?
New shows. Their quotes, their ratings are something else, really, though, every single one of them.
Interesting.
I mean, Fire Country hit the high out of all new shows.
Yeah, I read that.
And it's like around the same ratings that we had. Yikes. I mean, if that's the high for new shows...
you said NBC, are you talking about CBS?
No, general. New shows in general.
Okay. In general.
If that's the high of new shows, whew, yikes!
Yeah.
Tough season.
Yeah. I don't know how, East New York is doing or anything like that. I see the ads for it, but I've never...
Okay, apparently we really are not, good at recording anymore. My ring fell onto the button. And we stopped recording. So, yeah. I haven't had any interest in new shows this year.
Yeah, neither have I.
To be fair, quite honestly, Fire Country would have sounded initially good to me. Because I quite like the fire shows at the moment. It's my jam. Love Station 19, love 911. Can't tolerate 911 Lone Star. But as soon as I read more about Fire Country, there's a little bit of limiting element with it being mainly about wildfires.
Yeah.
I mean, they're devastating, they're big, they're always the same.
Yeah, it's I was flipping through the TV guide yesterday to try and find hockey and or football because I was not gonna watch anything else on a Friday night. And both of Montreal's teams happened to be playing hockey and football. And as I was going through, it was like every second station was Fire Country, and I was like, "What is this? Stop!" Because like on my guide, I can see like the Global, which is what the Canadian for Fire, like mainly the CBS shows are on Global. I see it from like all the different provinces. So I see it from like Quebec, Ontario. So it's like Fire Country, Fire Country, Fire Country, Fire Country, Fire Country, and then you have like the American equivalents as well. So like we actually get like the CBS, but then we also get like CBS East and CBS West. So it was literally just like every second show on my grid was Fire Country, and I was like, I just want to watch hockey. Give me hockey, like a true Canadian. But,
yeah, I was about to say very Canadian. Very Canadian. Speaking of being Canadian, ketchup chips. Oh my god, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And look what's on my desk.
Aww. So, we recently met up, and as a good Canadian friend that she is, she brought me ketchup chips. Yay!
Because she loves them.
I mean, how can I not? It's like the main Canadian staple that I know. Aside from poutine.
And Timbits.
Obviously, Timbits, hello.
I should have bought you Timbits from the airport, but I think the Timmy's was closed at the time. I can't remember if Timmy's was closed at the airport.
I guess I just have to come to Canada to get my fill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so let's talk about actual filming. What are the names of the episodes?
Let me pull them up because
Liz has obviously has them saved on her phone.
Yeah.
Like a good.
All right.
Filing stuff away because I haven't cleaned up my data in a while.
If I ever lose this phone, I will cry.
Didn't you at one point misplace it in Hawaii?
No, I never lost my phone.
What did we misplace? We misplaced something in Hawaii.
Something, but not my phone.
Yeah. Okay.
So
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's almost been a year.
Don't remind me.
I can't believe that. So 501 is called The Passenger. It's written by Eric Guggenheim and directed by Brian Spicer. Mm-hmm. Then we have 502, which is The Breaking Point, written by Gene Hong. I never know if it's like...
Gene. I think it's Gene Hong.
I think it's Gene. Gene Hong, also directed by Brian Spicer. And then we have 503, which is Number One with a Bullet, written by David Wolkov, directed by Eagle Eagleson.
That is like the coolest name, and he looks the part.
He does. And then 504 is NSFW, written by David Slack, and also directed by Eagle Eagleson. So it seems like
up with.
I was going to say directors.
I mean, we're filming 2 episodes at the same time.
Yeah, which we've done in the past, but...
with different directors attached to it.
Yeah, different directors attached. But
they seem to be a little bit differently organized now.
Yeah. It's all mixed together.
Yeah. So many theories.
My McVitie's.
What?
When I was in England, I had to try McVitie's.
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did. How could you not, as a proper Perdita fan?
And they were served to me. I didn't even ask for them. I went to a relative's house, and they were like, do you want, like, tea and biscuits or whatever, and coffee biscuits, and my parents and I were like, yeah, sure, and then out come the McVitie's. I'm like, yes!
It's a biscuit brand. I had them, like, almost 15 years ago. Oh, no, almost 17 years ago. It's been a while.
No, I had to take the picture of the McVitie's.
Of course you did. So there is so many theories flying.
Oh, yeah.
These things. Especially NSFW.
Yeah.
It's an acronym usually standing for not safe for work, which could mean sexual content or a not appropriate relationship at work, or even literally just a little bit bloody.
I was gonna say someone gets killed.
Yeah. It literally be not safe for work.
Yeah.
Who knows at this point? Who knows?
And the breaking point got a lot of holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a little bit of a laugh with Tori yesterday about that. With Hawaii Isla, I think his name is Victor, got a few shots from filming at the beach where it looks like Tin Kang has his arm in a sling. And we were joking about what if the breaking point literally just means his arm.
Yep.
We're breaking Gordon's arm.
It could be.
It's so vague. And then there's the fact that we had episodes where the title literally makes no sense.
Right?
Island Vibes comes to mind.
Yep.
I don't know what it has to do with the episode, but hey.
Unless it was supposed to be like because she worked at a nightclub, so like club vibes / island vibes, but that's a stretch. That's a stretch and a half.
Or because Hickey missed the island vibes. I don't know.
Could be.
It is a stretch to the island vibes.
Yeah, for sure. So that one is true.
We got a new detective.
Oh yes, Detective Childs.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys, I have seen the actor in another show called Unreal, and he makes for one hell of a villain.
I see it coming.
A lot of people, including us, are theorizing he's a little bit shady, and bringing him down might be the one thing that brings Gordon back to HPD. My money is on that, by the way. Yours too?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the actor whose name I cannot remember right now.
I don't mean either. It escapes. I can remember his name is Childs in the show.
Yeah, Michael something. Please don't.
He was also with Tim. He was also with Tim in The Mentalist.
Was he?
Yeah.
I've never watched The Mentalist, but what I wanted to get to is his role in Unreal is at first a very charming role. He's very charming. Except he ends up being a little bit of a backstabbing asshole who literally kills someone but tries to get his love on his side and is charming enough to get his love on his side. Very interesting character, and he can pull it off. He also can pull off Hallmark movies. So it could literally swing either way, but my money is on the slightly shady character.
Yeah. Evil shady. I see it. I see it.
Got a new villain coming in.
Yeah, I think so.
Speaking of villains, I think the fandom is in uproar of a potential villain return that... Not quite on board yet. And Liz is stunned and has no idea what I'm talking about.
I think I do, but...
So, it looks like Captain Green is back. Who in itself is not the nicest character.
No. Mind you, he and Magnum left off on a okay note, I guess.
After you literally fed him to the devil.
Exactly, yeah.
That just tells me that Magnum is too nice.
Yeah. But, yeah, it does appear that way that he's going to be back.
Yeah, and some fans made the connection that if Green is back, Ivan must be back. I'm not quite there.
I'm not quite there either.
We've seen Green too much without Ivan.
Yeah. And Green is not only associated with Ivan.
Yeah, right? If we've only seen him in episodes with Ivan, then I would be absolutely with everybody. I'm not there. Because we've seen him associated with Hannah, we've seen him associated with, just the old stuff.
Yeah, it could literally be a flashback, like,
Or maybe something else. I mean,
Yeah.
there could be a case that's entirely unrelated to a villain.
Yeah.
The guy is family.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he could just need Magnum's help for something. Like,
imagine that, having to crawl to the guy that you're literally fed to the devil and gave hell to. That would be interesting. I would
I'm
love
ready
it.
for that. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I would be so ready for that.
I could see Rick and oh my god, I'm blanking. Rick and TC, thank you. Rick and TC being like, you are not helping him, and Magnum being like, come on, guys, like in his typical Magnum sense, you know.
I think you saw too much of Zach's posts last night where he called him Teehee.
Teehee, yeah, no, yeah.
So for the record, so you can orient yourself in what day this is, it's Saturday the 15th, and it was Steven's birthday last night. He turned a whopping 5 years old, according to Jay.
According to Jay.
And obviously we trust Jay. So, happy birthday. You're a really fantastic 5-year-old.
Very mature 5-year-old, awesomeness.
Yeah. And very worldly 5-year-old with a great taste in pancakes.
Yes.
Still bloody mind blown about these red velvet pancakes.
Yeah, Eve loves her red velvet.
It's Steven's fault. Literally Steven's fault that I'm like still craving these red velvet pancakes. If you don't remember it or haven't seen it yet or are new, we asked Steven before we went to Hawaii for a few recommendations, and he recommended us to the Ilikai, Cinnamons at Ilikai's for pancakes. And I've never had red velvet before.
It was her first experience.
Any form of red velvet. Hello, this is so good. I can't.
Yeah, red velvet is delicious.
Uh-huh. Didn't even know that was that cool.
I do love some red velvet.
Oh, can't blame you. Can't blame you. It's awesome. It is really awesome. Want to talk about that one picture that literally disabled the fandom for like almost a week?
Oh, are you talking about one of Zach's posts?
No.
Oh, we're not talking about the van life?
No. I think another one disabled the fandom for an entire week. But we can also talk about that first.
Oh, yes. Well, yes.
You caught on?
Well, no, because there's been so many, so I just had to remember which one killed us all, because they all kind of kill us in a little bit, but
I mean, we're all very grateful to see every single one of them, and they disable us for various amounts of time, some longer, some less long.
I think we're still disabled by the one that we're going to get to, though.
Yeah. First, the van life, and the hopes associated to that.
Yeah, so Zach posted a picture of he and Purdy zip-tied in the back of a van. And then Purdy then proceeded to post the two of them lying in what looks like a grave with shovels.
A grave that they dug for themselves, probably? It's wide enough.
I honestly, my hopes are very, very low because, you know, past experiences and the fact that they're openly posting about it way before the episode.
I think they learned, and they're not gonna dang. I mean, one thing, I don't think we're gonna have like this long van.
no, definitely not.
that they're gonna let us down with. So,
but I'm just saying in terms of like general like hurt Higgy, hurt Rick. Like I don't see.
We got some good hurt Higgy. The shooting. I mean, it's still one of these shows that generally doesn't do much in Department of Hurt and Comfort. Like,
I know.
Hurt and Comfort that I've seen in a show like that was on 5-0, where McGarrett had like a broken arm for like 2 episodes, and liver transplant for like 3.
I'm just not getting my hopes up.
I mean, that might be smart.
I mean, I'm very curious to see what it is, because obviously I'm all for any kind of kidnapping, like that kind of stuff. But I'm keeping my hopes low.
I think they have seen the general reaction to the white Wen. I hate this combination of words. It's always stumbling me up. White van. Dilemma, fiasco. Let's call it that, because I think there's still people who don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
So yeah, they might at least have learned a little bit from it. And
hopefully,
I'm not gonna ever expect the 100% perfectly written show from anyone.
Not. Of course not.
Because these writers are human, and I sympathize with writers a lot at the moment. Because there's a lot of panic associated with writing right now.
Yeah.
To explain, I don't even know if I've told you. I'm officially a writer now. Author. Woo! Registered. Gotta pay my taxes now. Oof.
Fun.
Yeah, fun. It's legal. Gotta pay my taxes next year. But yeah, it's official.
Woo!
I can now publish my book.
Yay!
Yeah. I think we're moving in a good direction. And to be fair, I don't expect a lot from this. I expect being in the van and
driven to the gravesite.
Yeah.
Get out, told to dig the grave.
I also think they shot for this episode last night, because in the BTS pictures, where we see Zach, he wears the same outfit. So does Perdita, so they might have shot for that episode. They're still shooting for that episode.
In the cat injury picture.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of cat injury, that cat looks exactly like a brother of Ria's cat, and that cat has bitten me.
Oh.
So I'm like, I feel it. In my head, it's now Zen's brother.
It's true, yeah, that's true. Rudy was wearing the white shirt.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And the bluish shirt over it when she pets the cat.
Yeah. Shit.
So my money is on that's either episode 3 or 4.
Could be. Yeah.
And since they're shooting completely out of order, no idea which one.
Yeah. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm. Impossible. Sorry.
It's a possibility.
Oops. Yeah, the puns are flying low today.
Yep. We just need Purdy to do what she did on premiere night of last year, where she was like, "Hello up in the future, filming episode 8." Remember? She's on the guest house. We need her to do another little video of that.
But I think she's gonna be filming another season.
Well, yeah.
Have fun with season 6. Have fun with season 5. Yeah.
We'll
but
see.
There's one more thing that I have to say in terms of hope for that plot. Perdita and Zach are wearing something completely different in the back of the van than they are wearing in the picture with Bobby Lee. So my hope is absolutely 100% on Bobby Lee's not in that episode.
Yeah, I think Bobby Lee's in episode 2, because he tends to be in the ones that Gene writes. So.
Oh my lord.
I think he's in. My guess is he's in episode 2, and we're thinking that Van is 3 or 4. So.
Mhm. I'm not a fan of Jin. Never gonna be a fan of Jin.
It's been a topic on Twitter.
It has been. Of course, it has been. I mean, Jin is polarizing for good reason.
Go on.
He started out really good. He started out as a perfect comic relief, but then he's been in episodes where his presence didn't do much for the plot. and it wasn't funny for a lot of people because it was way over the top. And I know that a lot of fans, me included, have not forgiven him for the episode where he poisoned the lads. But mainly, okay, one thing, you cannot start a business and don't know how to keep the fucking living beings alive that you want to charge for. It's like, it's negligence and he should be sued for it. Simple as that. I think what a lot of people are more pissed about him, though, is that he was completely out of character in reaction to it. That was not Juliet Higgins that we saw then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, he's cool in this light doses where he makes sense for the plot. These episodes are ones that he excels at, and I don't mind him there. But in recent episodes, he's been in episodes where he doesn't make much sense. To be there, he could literally be cut out and the episode would still be the same in terms of plot. I think the one with his niece comes to mind. Yes, it's funny with the drink that TC gives him, but there's a lot of episodes where it's just like, you could literally remove Jen and you wouldn't feel much of a difference to the show. And it's hard in some episodes where you're laughing at Tim Kang's amazing comedic timing, you're laughing at Steven's facial expressions, at Jay's comedic timing, and then you have Jin with jokes that make sense to some forms of humor, and to other forms of humor it just falls entirely flat.
Yeah.
And on the other hand,
specific.
He's the comedy relief character, and everybody else seems to outperform it in some episodes. Yikes.
Yeah, he's definitely not for everyone.
No.
100%. Yeah.
Like, nothing against Bobby Lee. Dude's cool. Jin's the problem that I have. And he's cool in some episodes, like the Halloween episode? Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. The episode...
When we first met him.
Yeah! 100%! The season 2 episodes that he was in.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. They're all amazing. And then some season 3 episodes and the odd season 4 episode, but the one with the lads. Yikes! Whew!
Yeah.
The one with his niece. Eek! Another one of those.
Yeah.
It's like, if we go back to using him the same way as we used him in season 2 and even season 3.
Then it might be alright.
Yeah, then he's cool. Then he makes sense. It's just a way of using the character.
Mm-hmm.
And not overusing him because he's a very acquired taste. Let's say it like that. He's an acquired taste.
He's an acquired taste.
Yeah, he is. And another thing that I really... We've never seen him make a deep connection with the Ohana, but we're supposed to believe he has one. Despite the fact that the Ohana very much behaves like they don't.
Yeah.
So that's really sometimes irritating, where you're like, everybody else seems to not want you here, but why is he here? Why are you tolerating him there?
Yeah. Well, when he just, barges into the guest house, and he's like, you two said I could come on over whenever I want. And they're both like, no.
Yeah, it's irritating, and feels a little bit crossing the borders. A lot.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't a private place, then it would be much better. Barging into La Mariana, for example. You said I could join you whenever I wanted. Totally different context.
Yeah.
Okay, enough about Jin. Let's talk about the picture that disabled the Twitter wars for a solid 3, 4, 5 days. Or still does.
Thanks to I Lovely Pretty.
Oh my god. I mean, there's a second picture that probably disabled us for 2 days, but hey, let's talk about Purdy first.
Lifeguards!
Lifeguards! Undercover as lifeguards.
I love it.
They look great.
They do.
They
really
amazing.
do.
I was playing GTA with Ria. I would say I crashed the Ferrari that I was driving into a wall, but I kind of flipped it in the air and landed on the roof because of that picture. My poor Ferrari got trashed. I pulled a Magnum.
Yep.
In a computer game.
Yeah,
So we have an episode with Magnum and Hiki going undercover as lifeguard.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing to basically everyone.
Yeah, and they look so good.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally just them in their bathing suits.
Yeah, and one of them wears a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Could have left that off. That's just my opinion.
I guarantee you in the episode there will be a shirtless moment, I am sure.
We kind of know that already.
Yeah.
So there has been, some lucky person met Jay while filming at Sherwood Forest, which is a beach, which is also where we met them.
Yeah.
And they took a picture with Jay shirtless. So if Magnum was keeping his shirt on, logically they would have never applied the scar to Jay's shoulder. But there is the scar at Jay's shoulder, meaning that either Magnum is stripping down to a very low-cut tank top or bi shirt.
Mm-hmm.
My money is on bi shirt.
I hope we get a water rescue.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be funny.
Definitely.
And are we forgetting the fact that Higgy is crap at swimming, quote unquote?
Oh my god, this fact is bothering me so much because is it a fact?
I mean, yeah, we don't know whether or not she was screwing with him or not.
That's the thing. Both Magnum and Higgins are very unreliable narrators about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he could have just went along with it. I mean, she was shot. How well can you tell how she's swimming?
But then she literally was like, he was like, I know, you're a terrible swimmer. Right? Because she's like, I'm crap at swimming. And then he's like, I know. And then she goes, I was injured. So, like, it's hard to tell. And then, we do see her later in season 2 when she jumps off of the Waimea Falls. She's a perfect swimmer in the little pool area there.
Here's also the thing. He's an OVC. So to him, even we would be crappy swimmers.
I know, but he wasn't the one who said it. She was.
She started it. He agreed.
Yeah.
So, like, even to him, yeah. And then she was injured. So, like, I'm taking it with a grain of salt because they're unreliable narrators in that moment. A, because of his background. B, because it could be banter. And Z, because of their background, they could be having a very different standard to how crappy swimming looks like than we do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I could never swim through the Molokai Channel.
Ever. No.
I mean, not ever. I could train for it if I was there, but I can swim out to a boat, but that's about it.
I think it would depend, like, for me,
conditions,
how much I've been
waves.
swimming before. Like, if you just drop right at the edge and were like swim across, then I could probably do it. But if I had been swimming for like 2 hours before getting there, then probably not.
Oh.
Like,
also, it depends on the fact: are you shot or not?
Yeah.
Have you eaten? There's a lot of factors, but yeah, Magnum's and Hickey's assessment of being bad at swimming could be very different from ours.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it.
Lifeguards don't do a lot of swimming on a normal day.
True.
They're doing a lot of watching, and then they need to do their little sprints. But they also have a few tools and toys that they can take out to rescues with. So
Yeah.
let's see how that turns out. It could be very wet and fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
The other picture that disabled the internet was one from Steven recently. Picture of Jay. I think half of the internet was very focused on his arms once again. Can't blame him. The guy seriously trains them very well.
Yep.
And then Jay finally posting on Instagram again. Finally. Acknowledging months later that show is back for season 5 and 6 on his own account. I mean, obviously he acknowledged it on the NBC account already, but yay.
Yeah. But this one counts more.
Yeah, because it's Magnum who said that.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the acknowledgement on the NBC account is also him, but
yeah.
It feels different.
It does. It does.
Comes from the man himself.
Which is amazing.
Let's talk about what we've been up to not too long ago.
London.
London calling.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in London! Exploring a little bit and going out for dinner with Nicole, who you've seen on the podcast before.
Yeah.
We were channeling our inner Higgies a little bit.
A little.
A little bit. Tiny bit.
Just a little. Even though it was piss pouring rain and windy and like a storm that night.
And I left you alone and you got lost in a city that's known for serial killers.
We
like
went
5 minutes.
We didn't get lost. We didn't get lost. We went around the corner the long way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't get lost. It just when we got out of the tube, it was like, oh, go this way, and then it like took us this way around a building and then back up, and then Nicole and I were like, we literally could have just gone up and over as opposed to like going down and back up. So
I should have been with you. We could have saved a lot of time.
I mean, it was literally only like an extra 2 minutes. Like we really, we didn't get lost.
I'm still not over the fact. So we've misplaced something in Liz's hotel room and gave Nicole the address to her hotel, and suddenly it knocks on the door. Like, kind of 2 minutes later, it knocks on the door. Turns out Nicole is like right across the street from Liz.
Yeah, just up the street. Yeah. That damn room key.
My ambition to go to London and eat at Neat Burgers has finally been satisfied, and boy, is that good! So Neat Burger is vegan, completely plant-based burger restaurant. Amazing. Amazing. Everything tastes amazing.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to go to that one because I was on a plane.
Yeah, she was still on a plane. No, you were off the plane by that time.
Probably going through customs. So
yeah. You already texted me you were off the plane.
Yeah.
But you were still at Heathrow.
Freaking 3 hours delayed.
Oh my god. I thought I had it bad. I was an hour delayed.
Yeah, we were 3 hours delayed. It's supposed to leave at 10, didn't leave till 1 in the morning.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you look at the flight times, I think in the ratio, I had it worse because I was almost the entire length of a flight delayed. You know.
Well, I was pretty close.
Yeah, you were close, definitely.
Mine was mine's like a 5.5 hour flight going there, and I was 3 hours delayed. So yeah, a good portion of it.
This is
Yeah.
We had some interesting flight things. I was left in a staircase. Things that never happened. So it happened, but never should have happened. So I went through not customs. I went through security check and everything, and they started boarding, and then they have your passports check, and you waddle into the gangway to get to the plane, and there's a staircase that you need to go down, and the door is locked, and they didn't let us out for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And when they let us out, we still had to wait 10 minutes in front of the plane. In front of the plane with open doors.
Yeah. We don't have that, like, walk on the tarmac up the stairs to the airplane in Montreal.
It's the small airports here. So the airport that I'm leaving is Karlsruhe Baden-Baden. Tiny fucking airport. Like I said it a couple of times, there's like one gate.
Yeah.
There's 3 now. Or a little bit more even. But like it's so fucking tiny. And then I landed in Stansted. That's not much bigger.
No.
I mean, it's kind of 3 times the size of Karlsruhe, but still, it's tiny for the London airports.
Yeah.
And you can, you land on the tarmac, walk over the tarmac, and that's how you do it there.
Yep. And I had the mess of Heathrow.
Heathrow, oh my god, Heathrow.
Yeah.
If you ever fly from Germany to anywhere in the US via Heathrow, make sure, and this is a PSA for every listener, probably applies to every other European country, make sure that you have plus 2 hours of time in between your flights, because if you're unlucky, you have to change terminals. Takes about 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Plus security checks. So if you're going to one terminal, you're fine. That security check is very high tech. It's easy. The other one isn't.
Yeah, and then Heathrow is huge.
Heathrow is huge. The buses between terminals can take ages.
Yeah.
Security checks can take ages.
Yeah.
And fun fact. I wouldn't have been able to make it to Heathrow that day when I left.
Yeah, rail strikes.
Yeah, rail strikes. So you could go to Stansted, but apparently not Heathrow.
Yeah, it was the same when I left. There was a rail strike the day I left too.
Oh my god. I mean, it was probably... No, it wasn't the same. But it's another one. Yeah. Was that about London?
Pretty much.
I mean, we were given a £300 bar tab.
Oh,
that we didn't cause?
I actually forgot about that.
You did?
Yeah, till just now.
Okay, so we were giving a 300 plus bar tab for drinks that we never had.
The bill arrives, and we're like, what the fuck? That's so expensive! And then we start looking at it, and we're like, there's like 10 drinks on here that we didn't order.
Like, one of us had to be drunk in order for this to be our thing, and none of us was drunk.
No, I think between the whole table there was like one drink that was actually like alcoholic, and the rest like was not.
Yeah.
And then when we got that $300, we were like, what the hell?
This isn't ours. You have made a mistake. I mean, it's cool. It was a genuine mistake. It was late. We were like one of the last tables to leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we only got there at like, what time was the reservation? Like 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because we had to meet up with each other and Nicole had work still, we couldn't go before 8. So we were one of the last tables to leave, and stuff happened. They're only human.
And they fixed
it really fast. Oh yeah, that was a shock. We were awake after that.
We were like, holy shit.
Really nice people, though.
Yeah, super nice people.
Yeah, ghost story?
Yeah, go for it.
Are you guys up for a ghost story? Disclaimer. What am I saying? Disclaimer. This is based on a real story, actually. Namely, this is the story that an HPD sergeant, by now retired HPD sergeant called Reggie Manoa experienced. He joined HPD on April 1st, 1971, and he served in HPD for 50 years, which in itself is fucking impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So he worked in the Wahiwa district, sometimes as a motorman, sometimes as a sergeant, and then there is the Wailua area in the Wahiwa district, which was famous in the 1800s as for sugar and pineapple plantations, which there still are. And they brought a huge community of Filipino, Japanese, Chinese immigrants, as you would expect, because the crusty old white men that caused the coup on the Queen and ultimately got the kingdom under oppression by America. That's those. One night, Reggie was out patrolling in Wailua. And he came across a lady, and she was really distraught, and told him about her 2 daughters. They left the house to play, and they never came home.
Ooh.
So if they were grown women, he wouldn't have been as urgent, but these are kids. Kids getting lost is a whole different ballpark than adults getting lost. Adults kind of have a right to get lost.
Yeah.
If you want to run off, as an adult, you can. As a kid,
not so much.
No, you probably some people will look for it. So Reggie obviously agreed to help find them and agreed to look up. So he got up to Thompson Corner, and there's this massive cattle gate, and you've seen a lot of them in Hawaii, especially when we drove up North Shore.
Yeah.
The rusty ones. Oh, you see they're kind of all the time up the way to North Shore. So he parked his car, and it faced toward the cattle gate, and it lit the way a little bit.
Yeah.
It was still running, so the lights remained, and they shunned the way for him. So he walked down the road, and there was an old man. And the guy had a shovel, and so he walked up to him and was like, "Tata, you saw 2 small girls playing?" And the old man just stared. Didn't say anything. But he reacted to Reggie. So Reggie got this weird, cold feeling, like something was wrong. So he repeated himself, "Tata, you saw 2 small girls playing." You saw the girls playing here. And the man turned around and pointed down the road. So Reggie, obviously, being the police officer, goes and walks down the road. I mean, what do you think? Old man with a shovel?
Not good. That's
Not
what I'm
good?
thinking.
Yeah? That's what you're thinking? Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
So Reggie walked down the road. He had his little flashlight, and he heard footsteps in front of him.
Bum, bum, bum.
And he shined the flashlight along the road, and there was no one. Nobody was there, but he still heard footsteps. And suddenly they were gone. And he felt like the footsteps were guiding him to somewhere. Suddenly they were gone, but there was a rustle in the bushes next to him. So he looked again. Nobody was there. But there was an opening in the bushes. If he hadn't been looking for the girls, that's what Reggie is saying, he would have never gone into the bushes.
Okay.
He would have never even thought about it, honestly. Because why would you?
Right.
But he was looking for the girl. So he followed the noise, walked through the California grass, and came to halekoa trees. These trees are like fast growers. They're usually fairly small, only about the height of an average human, a little bit taller than that. The pods were used as cattle fodder and can be cooked and eaten like vegetables. Cool trees. Sometimes the larger ones are used to shade coffee. Sometimes the pods are used to make jewelry. Overall, really cool trees.
Mm-hmm.
So he weaved his way through these trees, and suddenly there was a wall in front of him. Like a rock wall.
What?
And he didn't even know any form of structure existed in this part of Wailua. But he looked at it, and it was like a church. An old chapel completely in ruins, and only the walls remained. And the area went dead quiet. There were no birds, no insects, nothing. He heard nothing anymore. But he was still looking for the girls. So when he went inside that ruined church / chapel, whatever it was, I wouldn't have. Honestly, I wouldn't have.
He's dumb.
Like, you come across a church and everything goes dead silent. They're like, hi, run. And once inside, he hears whispering. Like, he couldn't make out what was said, but he heard distinctly human whispers. And being the police officer looking for 2 girls, he obviously went on. So he went through the church, back into the Harlequoa trees, and suddenly he was in a cemetery.
What?
And guess what he saw?
Night marchers?
No, he would have heard them first.
Fair.
Night marchers announced themselves with drums, born with conch shells.
Truth.
There were the little girls playing on a grave.
Okay, again, not creepy at all.
I would have shat my pants. Not gonna lie, I would have shat my pants if I'm looking for 2 girls and they're playing on a grave.
Yep.
So he asked them, what are you guys doing here? And one of the girls, the old one, replied, oh, we're just playing in my great-grandfather's graveyard. So he took their hands and told them they had to come with him back to their mom because she was looking for them.
Yeah.
He walked them back out to the road. There were no more footsteps or whispers. The birds and insects have returned. They were loud again. And he walked them back to where the old man was, and he wanted to thank him for showing him the way to the girls. There was only the shovel. The old man was gone.
Shit.
And Reggie says, to this day, he has no doubt that someone, something, or some entity had guided him down the right path to these girls. Maybe even their great-grandfather that showed him the way so he could bring them home safely. To this day, he felt like he had help that night.
Ooh.
And that's my ghost story for today.
I like
More
it.
ghost stories in the next episode. This is a fairly nice one. I'm looking for a little bit less nice one next time.
A little more gruesome.
Yeah, it's creepy as hell though. If you're imagining you're meeting a ghost that shows you the way to their great grandchildren.
Yeah, it's
It's a belief in Hawaii. Your ancestors are revered and they're watching over you.
yeah, that's
In
true.
Hawaii.
That is very, very true.
I love that story though. When
That's a good story.
first saw it. And poof, I would have shut my pants if I was Reggie.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is a story from HBD.
Woo!
One of the HBD ghost stories.
I like it.
Thanks to HBD and Reggie. Do you have anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Me neither. We probably missed a lot, but hey.
There's always the next one.
The next one is Halloween.
Yes.
Next one is Halloween. It's the episode before Halloween, so don't forget your costume.
I remember last time we did Halloween.
I was the red panda.
Yeah, and I was a
Witch.
Yeah.
You were a witch. I mean, I kind of have a semi-costume on right now.
Yeah.
A Magnum. Oh my god, my eye. Okay, so first of all, thank you for listening and watching. We'll see you at Halloween. Ooh. Bye.
Bye.